the Hunt Trail, which is the Appalachian Trail, going up from Katahdin Stream Campground to the top of Mount Katahdin. Still pretty flat here. It's going to get super steep in a little bit. Weather report is favorable, but pretty hot for this area. Still climbing Katahdin. This is where I came from. Down there. And so where I'm going, up there, it's gotten so steep that I'm just using my hands. I put my trekking poles in the pack. There's no way I could use them on this stuff. This is a pretty brutal climb. So I will continue. I just got this view. I just broke up above the trees here. Look at this. It's amazing. Pretty windy. Definitely above tree line. Beautiful view behind me there. And this is no joke climbing this thing. This rock. And you can see a blaze right up there. And then you just got to strap that thing. And there's some rebar planted right next to that blaze. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the rebar sticking out of the rock. You're supposed to grab and pull yourself up. So, good times. Not quite at the summit though. Still climbing this thing. It is a bear. It's basically a rock scramble, and it's windy out here. If you look way up there, you can see some people. They're up in that area someplace. They're up in there. Can't zoom in far enough. They're way up there. This thing just goes on forever.
That trail.
What's that now? It's really pretty up here. Famous Katahdin sign. Hardest hike I've done so far. Time to head back down. So I tagged the sign up at the top there, and heading back now down the trail, heading south. So I figure I've got about 2,196 miles. I've come about a mile since I hit the sign. So I'm going to probably take a second trail down to the campsite and not go down the way I came up. So up that trail. I don't want to down climb that. It was really, really bad. And I think I'm going to keep going down. So anyway, I'm going to turn the phone off and get down to the campground. Okay, day one in the books. That was a pretty rough hike today. So this is Katahdin Stream Campground, and this is where I'll be staying tonight. I got my tent out because I don't know about the mosquitoes. I might have to put my tent up. Anyway, it's a nice little place. I got it all to myself. I have a picnic table, and I got the beautiful stream. So that's lovely. So anyway, that's it for now. I will pick up tomorrow. Tomorrow will be about 13 miles to Hergebrook Lean-To. So, good night. Recon out. Start of day two, and it is a gorgeous morning. So, hopefully the weather will be good. I had to put my tent up inside the lean-to last night. There were just too many mosquitoes to just sleep in there. Typically that's frowned upon, but since I'm at a campground where I reserved the lean-to and it was only me, then no problem. But on the AT, you should not, as a general rule, put a tent in a lean-to. But this was my lean-to. So anyway, gorgeous campsite. You can hear the water down below. Had that last night. So I'm gonna get the tent down, pack up, and get going. About 13 miles today to Herd to Brook lean-to. So I'm out. Going to be leaving Baxter State Park today. Just walking south on the Appalachian Trail. This is it. Leaving Baxter State Park. The bugs have been absolutely insane in here. All right, I'm gonna cross this bridge. I'll be out of the park and soon be in the 100-mile wilderness. And there's a great view of Mount Katahdin. Climbed to that thing yesterday, and I am still feeling it. That is just gorgeous. Look at that massive thing. Okay, I just stopped at the A-Ball Bridge store and had a soda and chips and ate my lunch. And now I'm heading into the famous 100-mile wilderness. I'm very excited about this. This place is literally famous. Let's look at the sign. Anything readable? We gotta zoom in a little bit. That's pretty high up there. Okay, if you want to read that sign, you probably have to pause the video. But that's it, 100-mile wilderness. And so off we go. Recon here, and this is the morning of day 3. Just leaving Herd to Brook lean-to. This is day 2 in the 100-mile wilderness. Had a great night last night, slept great, camped with some really cool people at the lean-to. Two young guys from Northern Virginia, Austin and Remington, and then Funky Chicken and Tad, who has no trail name. So all super cool people, and really enjoyed hanging out with them. 11.2 miles today to get to the next lean-to. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be torrential downpours. Somebody said as much as 2 inches of rain. So not looking forward to that. But had a good night last night, slept great. I'm now rock hopping, and I should probably put the phone away. So if I see anything interesting, I'll pull it back out and do some more video. For now, happy trails. Recon out. Gotta be careful of some of these roots here. So I'm kind of huffing and puffing. It was a gentle climb, but steady climb up from the shelter so far. So something occurred to me. If you're not aware, I am raising money for the Marine Reconnaissance Foundation Gold Star families, and would love to have your support. Every dollar goes to support the families that have lost a loved one in the line of duty, either in training or in combat. And the reason I'm doing this is back in the day, when I was 18 years old, I joined the Marine Corps and ultimately served in the reconnaissance and force reconnaissance units. And it dawned on me that the motto of Marine reconnaissance is swift, silent, and deadly. And it occurred to me that I'm out here now and I'm neither swift nor silent. I sound something like an 18-piece kazoo band wheezing up these hills. And if I'm deadly, it's only to the black flies and mosquitoes, and maybe not even to them. So anyway, you'll find the link to the Gold Star Family fundraiser in the description of my channel, and would love to have your support. So, Semper Fi, and Recon out for the moment. All right, almost done with day 3 here. It has been a mess, really. Just kind of following all these ponds down the low, very soggy, boggy, swampy areas. Hard to get through, that getting just ankle deep in muck. And the mosquitoes are unbelievable. So I've got my hood up just to keep them out of my ears. So I'll be glad to get this day over with, honestly. And I haven't seen a moose yet, so that's very disappointing. But I keep looking, and if I see a moose, I will show you a moose. So I will close for now and get back up. We'll get to camp. All right, here we are. This is the Rainbow Stream lean-to. Day 3 is in the books. Day 2 of 100 Mile Wilderness. And this is, I assume, Rainbow Stream. That is Fish Fry waving there. And in the middle down there is Remington, and to the right is Austin. They're from Virginia, and Fish Fry is from New Hampshire. And we're at this gorgeous stream, so I'm gonna find a place to put my tent, and then I'm going to soak my feet in that water. Good morning. It is day 4, it's Sunday, and getting ready to take off here. It's about 7:30 in the morning, and that's the beautiful creek behind me. So weather is calling for torrential downpour today. I've seen anything between 1.5 and 2 inches of rain. That's going to be a mess. I've waterproofed all my gear inside my backpack, and we'll see what happens. So the young guys that I showed you yesterday, they've taken off. They didn't stay here last night. I'm hiking with another older fellow like myself. He and I are both old and slow, so we make a good pair. And he's a really nice guy. He's already taken off, so I'm going to try to catch up. So that's it. I'm going to put the phone away and try to get some miles in before the rain starts. Yeah. As soon as I made the last video, it started pouring. And it is raining hard. I've got my rain gear on. And I'm just hoping that the stream crossings don't get too hazardous. So we'll see when we get there. It's rained to slacked off a little bit. It's about 1:40 now, and I stopped at the last shelter to have lunch, and I was coming up. I heard a bunch of voices singing a song from Annie, which was hysterical. And I got there, and it was about 12 girls, all teenage, who was on some kind of school trip with a counselor, and they were just having the time of their lives. So that was great because it's been raining all day. And it's cold and everybody's soaked, but they're having a great time. So I had my lunch at the shelter and I'm moving on, and they were going the opposite direction. So anyway, Semper Fi and Recon out. Okay, good morning. This is the morning of day 5. Spent last night in the, I think the Wadley Gap or Wadley Spring shelter. Had a good time. Some cool company there. So we're all heading south. 15.9 miles today, so 16 miles. That's a little longer than I'd like to go, but we have to get into position to meet our resupply tomorrow at 11 a.m. So rained pretty much all day yesterday and all night long. My quilt and my sleep clothes are all dry, and I packed them away dry this morning, so even though I'm wet all day, I can still get dry at night and sleep nice and warm and comfortable. So anyway, if I see anything exciting, I will do some video. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep walking. I figure rolling into the next shelter at about 5 p.m. this afternoon. It's 7 a.m. right now. So Semper Fi. Remember our Gold Star families, please. and I will get up with you later. Recon out. Apparently we missed the black fly swarms, but the mosquitoes are next level. I'm not sure if I've ever been any place with mosquitoes this bad. I mean, I'm basically hiking with a head net. The treatment of the clothing seems to be keeping them off my hoodie and my shorts. And then I put some Sawyer Picardin on my legs, and that actually seems to be working. And then they're just hovering around my head, trying to get through the head net, and if I stop, they just swarm me. It's crazy. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, making good mileage. So I'm gonna keep going. All right, Recon here, and that is day 5 in the books. Getting my dinner going over there, and I've got my campsite set up. There's my tent. That's Tad over there. We've been hiking along together. We met on Katahdin, and there's a really nice waterfall just down there, and you can hear it. So anyway, we did 16 miles today. We've got a resupply in the morning. So I'm gonna get dinner and get to bed. So Semper Fi and Recon out. So welcome to day 6, day 5 of the 100-mile wilderness. And we just met the driver from AT Hostel in Millinocket, and she dropped off our resupply. So last week I left a bucket with them with 5 more days of food and a spare fuel canister. And so they met us out here and dropped it off, which is really nice because it's better than carrying enough food for a 110-mile walk from Katahdin to Monson. So anyway, my pack is now 7.5 pounds of food plus a fuel canister heavier, and I'm going uphill. So yeah, a little huffing and puffing here. I will continue to march. So this is day 6, and I will get back up with you. There's a trail through there. It actually is pretty. This is a little bit different than what I've been going through for the last couple of days. I'm starting to climb up and get a little bit more elevation, so it's not quite as boggy. It's more of a forest. I don't know what you would call it, honestly, but that's where I came from. You can see the white blaze on the tree. So I'm going to continue. I've got about 1,200 feet of vertical to do to get to the shelter for the night. And it is 4 p.m., so I'd like to get there by 6. The bugs are driving me absolutely crazy, though. So I'm going to shake the bugs off and keep climbing. There's a woodpecker right there, just pecking away. And the other one's climbing up to it. I think I scared it. I was trying to get it. In the next tree back, you can't see it through the leaves. There's another woodpecker. You can hear this one though. See him right there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, good morning, day 7, and had a good night last night. Slept in a tent, slept really well. Today is 14.4 miles to the East Chairback Pond. A lot of climbing, heading up Whitecap now. And I think in addition to that, we have 2 more peaks to get over. So I will keep you updated and get back up later, but right now I need to put the phone away and start climbing. So Semper Fi and Recon out. Here comes Remington leading the pack with Austin close behind.
Just out for a morning stroll.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, easy.
Took him like 3 minutes to catch me and pass me. See you guys up the trail.
See you at the top.
So still climbing Whitecap Mountain, and this is a viewpoint. It's really pretty out here. Cloudy, but it's not supposed to rain until 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, which is good because we're tenting out tonight. Still climbing. This is where I came from, down there. And this is where I'm going, up there. It's hard to get a sense how steep that is, but it's pretty steep. So, still climbing Whitecap. And off we go. Almost to the top of Whitecap. But I had to stop for this view. Just kind of got above the trees here. It's pretty cloudy. It's not supposed to rain according to the Garmin forecast, but we'll see. I really think a bug just went up my nose. I need to stop and put my head net on, but I need to make time. So we had 14.4 miles to go today. And at my first stop, I realized that the first 5 miles took me 4 hours. And that's gonna put me in like after dark. The train has gotten much better, so I'm making time now, but I still might be pretty late. There's really no place to camp or any shelters in between here and there, so I'm hoofing it. So that was pretty funny. We've been hiking along with these two recent college graduates, Remington and Austin. And we end up at the same place every day, but they're just way faster. And so when I stopped back there to have lunch at the shelter, I saw a Garmin InReach sitting on the rocks at the fire pit. And I thought, who's could that be? Hey, so I picked it up and I was gonna carry it to Monson and just leave it at the hostel there for the owner. And then I looked in the contacts and I saw it belonged to one of those guys. So I threw it in my pack in the top of my pack. And I went about 2 miles and one of them was running back. And I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going back to the shelter. I left my InReach. And I said, well, so long as you're here, can you open my pack and get my head net out? Yeah, you might have to move that InReach out of the way. He was pretty happy. It saved him about a 3.5 mile round trip. Anyway, I'm getting eaten alive. That's all for now. So I just had to show you this. First of all, the mosquitoes are just unbelievable. But it's been a rough day. Only about 14.5 miles, but I noticed at my first break that I'd only gone 5 miles in the first 4 hours. And that was a lot of bad climbing. So I've got about maybe an hour to go. It's 6 p.m. I'm hoping to be to camp by 7 p.m. And I've been dry pretty much all day. And then I come down to this. And that's pretty wide, and you can see the blazes on the far side. And there was no way across that but walking. So much for staying dry all day. Recon out. Well, that's the end of day 7. A lot of mosquitoes out here. 14.8 miles. Took me 11 hours. It was extremely difficult. And I got up here, and the other 3 guys that I've been hiking with, the 2 young fellows, they're in their 20s, they just graduated college. And then Tad, who is 66. Nobody was enthusiastic about doing the 14 miles to the next lean-to tomorrow. We have 30 miles from here to Monson. And so instead of doing 2 longer stays, we're going to break that up and do 3 roughly 10-mile days. I think we have enough food for that. And it'll be a little bit easier because the terrain's just getting more difficult as we go further south. So that's East Chairback Pond behind me. I'm going to set my tent up over here. It's 8 o'clock at night, and I'm going to set my tent up and make some dinner and go to bed. So that's it for day 7, and Semper Fi, Recon out.
Well, it's raining. It's about 5:15 in the morning, and the sun comes up at about 4:30 here, I guess because we're so far north. So I would like to continue to sleep, but I need to get moving. Nice and dry inside my tent. I've got a little bit of condensation in my quilt, but just a little bit. Aside from that, I'm dry and I'm warm and I'm kind of comfortable in here. So I think the move here is to change clothes, go get my food bag, and I'll just have breakfast in the tent and pack up. So here we are. That's what it looks like inside here. All right, so I'll try to get myself moving and get out of here. All right, day 8, here we go. That's a beautiful pond behind me. I looked this morning, I so wanted to see a moose, but I haven't seen any moose yet. Anyway, I got out of my sleeping bag, I got packed up, had breakfast, and I am starting up the trail. Catch you later. So it seems to have stopped raining. It's really a beautiful forest. Everything's wet though and super slippery. I was not even back to the Appalachian Trail from that pond when I slipped on a boulder and went right over on my side. So today I'm not going to be able to trust the roots or the boulders, so I'll have to be careful. This is kind of nice hiking through here though. I know though it's going to get much more difficult. Looking at the terrain profile on far out, I can see a lot of steep climbs coming up. This is what the trail looks like through here. And this is what my feet look like. It's like there's zero chance of staying out of the muck. Sun's coming out though, that's encouraging. Alright, that's really beautiful. No doubt about it. It's really cold and windy and I'm soaking wet. So I had to take my trekking poles and put them away because a good bit of that back there was really vertical and I was using my hands to get up it. So anyway, I'm gonna keep going. I'm only doing like a mile per hour out here. It's crazy. Good morning, morning of day 9. This is Cloud Pond behind me. We stayed in the lean-to up there. Getting a late start this morning. One of the other hikers was having a lot of trouble with his feet, and so I spent some time helping him out. And he's going to go up a little bit ahead here and get picked up by the hostel and taken back so he can get his feet taken care of. Anyway, it got really cold last night. It's really cold right now, so I'm going to get moving before I freeze. So I will get up later. So again, morning of day 9, and got really cold overnight, probably into the 40s. But it's warming up a little bit. It's just popped out of the forest. There's a tower up here, and this is the view from the rocks. Pretty nice. So far, trail hasn't been terrible. It's just wet like it's been every day. But pretty cool.
For it first, yeah.
All right, look at this. And there's Remington on the left, Austin on the right, and look at this gorgeous view. Man.
Aw, shucks.
I'm not talking about you, Remington. Isn't this beautiful? Holy smokes. That is something. right, we've got to cross this thing. I think it's a long stream. You can actually see a rope up there. Does not look super secure. That looks really dangerous. And maybe a little less dangerous down there. I think what we've decided is to go with that pool. It's just upstream from the rope. Looks a little calmer there.
Not so bad. Shorts aren't even wet, baby. Go.
All right, we were able to get across the stream crossing. We went up a little bit higher where it was deeper, but not rushing quite as badly. And just went across one at a time. I had a little slip, got my butt wet, but aside from that, all is well. And off we go. Well, I'm at 100.9, and I tried really hard to nail the 100-mile point, but I went past it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and commemorate this anyway. So there it is, 100 miles from the top of Mount Katahdin. I don't know what this body of water is, but you can see across the way over there, right there, is the Appalachian Trail. And this thing needs to be crossed. I honestly don't see any way to get across without getting my feet wet, which is disappointing because since I'm going to town today, I put on my last pair of dry socks and I only got to hike in them for 20 minutes. Well, anyway, I'm gonna try to find a way across this, but I'm probably just gonna have to slosh through it. It's really pretty. It's 9:30 in the morning, and you would think this would be a place where you would find a moose. But I haven't seen a moose in 11 days. I don't know if they're hiding from me or what, but I really want to see one. So I've been hiking with these two 21-year-olds, Remington and Austin, and they're just great guys, and I'm having a ton of fun with them, but they're really fast hikers. We're doing the same mileage, but they're getting in much more quickly than I am. So we're trying to end up at the road crossing for the shuttle to Shaw's Hostel at the same time today. So they gave me a head start, and I left at 7:36 a.m. and they said that they were going to catch me by 9 and they're going to chase me down. And so it is now 10:15 a.m. and I have not seen hide nor hair of them. So I don't know where they are, but I'm still running. Slackers. Because I'm getting close to Monson, I'm seeing a lot of groups. I just got passed by like 12 or 15 girls in a camp of some sort, all heading north. And so everybody I'm passing, I'm telling when they see Remington and Austin to say that Recon told them that they were slackers. And that's 10:36. They still haven't caught me yet. So they're gonna enjoy being called out by a bunch of teenage girls. Look who's coming down the trail.
I heard you talking shit.
Look who finally caught up at 11:03 in the morning.
That's it. You're going down.